Over 170 champions, 5 roles, and one massive identity crisis. They say finding your main is like finding your soulmate. It's supposed to be that one specific champion that perfectly clicks with your brain, an extension of yourself on the Rift. But looking at this endless roster, I don't feel a magical connection. I just see over 170 different ways to get yelled at by your teammates. So, today I will try a lot of different champions and see if I can find the one. At the beginning of my journey, I quickly learned a harsh truth. You cannot separate the champion from the lane. You might think Amumu is the cutest thing in the world, but if you want to play him, you are forced into the jungle. You might think Miss Fortune looks incredibly badass, but she ties you to the bottom lane. Every single champion somehow forces you into a specific job with specific responsibilities. I know you theoretically can play MF on top lane, but this is just not where she thrives the most and where she's needed, and may even be considered a crime. So before I can find my soulmate champion, I need to figure out which job doesn't make me want to uninstall the game. To figure out where I belong, I started with the most appealing job description: attack damage carry. That sounded powerful. It sounded like unleashing an absolute storm of destruction and watching enemy health bars evaporate in seconds. So I logged in Miss Fortune and got into my first game. The reality? The only thing evaporating in seconds was my motivation. Playing ADC in Iron isn't a power trip. It's like running across a 6-lane highway blindfolded. The problem is, everyone hates you. The enemy mid laner wants to kill you. The enemy jungler wants to kill you. I'm pretty sure my own support wanted to kill me. But let me be fair. I had no idea about positioning, timing, or team fights in general. I was always in the middle of everything, and even lost sight of my own champion sometimes. I wasn't the hunter, I was a walking ATM for the enemy team. Conclusion? The ADC job is terrifying. Moving on. If I didn't want to get one shot, I needed a drastic career change. Something with enough HP and armor to actually play the game, instead of just spectating it from the sidelines in black and white. And honestly, I realized I'd much rather be the one protecting my team instead of having 4 people rely on my absolutely non-existent damage. Role number 2. Support. Champion Leona. The plan was simple. I'm an indestructible tank, I stun the enemies, and my team gets the kills. Leona is great, but being an engaged support in my elo feels like being a captain charging into battle only to turn around and realize your army is still in bed. But to be completely fair, I can't just blame my team. The harsh reality was that I was a tank with no breaks. I had absolutely zero concept of when to start a fight, so my strategy was simple. I just engaged, constantly, usually at the absolute worst possible moments. If going all in with the sword didn't work, I thought I should try the exact opposite. A champion that stays safely in the back, an Enchanter, a healer. The fantasy here is beautiful. You're the guardian angel. But the Iron reality is much darker. Playing a healer in my elo is like being an ambulance driver for people who actively want to crash their cars. You can heal them, you can shield them, but you cannot fix their decision making. I watched my ADCs run headfirst into 1v4s, pinging me for not healing them enough while I was completely out of mana standing a mile away. I realized that being a passive support is a different kind of torture. The torture of being completely helpless. Okay, so no more trusting strangers and no more walking first aid kit mentality. I needed a solo job. The center of the map. The main stage. Midlane. I choose Mel.
Shatter their expectations.
And honestly, I really enjoyed Mel on mid. She's powerful and I like my playstyle on her. Aggressive but aware of my squishiness. I also tried Lux. That was not so much fun, I have to say. But mid lane is definitely one of my favorites so far. You can help on Drake, you can help on your bot lane, you can be anywhere and just help your teammates. I like that. My permaban on mid lane was Xerath, because every game I played against him, I suffered horribly. Until one day I realized something. Get to know your enemy. I have played him in Aram before, but never on the Rift, so I actually locked him in. And when I tell you, I love this champion. He has an incredible range and does decent damage. I killed everyone like they were my breakfast. Guys, he might actually be the one. But we're still not done with this journey. I kind of wanted peace. I wanted to get away from dragons and endless ganks and screaming ADCs. Welcome to Toplane, my own little island. I started with Dr. Mundo, and let me tell you, island life was great. Mundo's entire game plan is basically just turning your brain off, getting ridiculously big, throwing cleavers, and going exactly where he pleases. I loved it. I was a massive purple wall of meat. Nobody bothered me. For a brief moment, I thought I had found my forever home. But then, during my last livestream, you guys in the chat told me to try the ultimate perfect beginner champion. Garen. Big, strong, spinning sword, a classic. So, I locked him in. My only problem? My opponent. A tiny, furry little demon with a blowpipe. Teemo. I have never felt such utter helplessness in my entire life. I stood under my tower, literally crying, while this little hamster was laughing and slowly eating my soul. Oh my gosh, I did it! No! Last but not least, there was one more role to try. The jungle. I chose Amumu. Let me keep this short. Being a jungler is like being a project manager in a burning building where all the employees are blaming you for the fire. I completely lack this objective mindset. I'm still busy trying to understand my own champion. Having to decide when to start Herald while 3 lanes are screaming for help at the same time? No. Just no. The journey to find my main was quite successful. I might not have found the one yet, but going through all these different jobs taught me exactly what I'm not. I am definitely not an ADC. That lifestyle is terrifying and I'm never touching it again. And my iron brain is absolutely not ready for the heavy responsibilities of a jungle. I realized that I actually loved the peaceful cleaver-throwing island life with Dr. Mundo on top lane, and slinging magic on the mid lane with Mel, that just mechanically clicked for me. And Xerath, oh my gosh, I just love him. I will definitely keep playing these champions and hopefully improve. But am I ready to call them my soul main? Not yet. Not even Xerath. With over 170 champions in this game, committing to just one right now feels like marrying the first person you meet on a blind date. My self-discovery phase isn't over. I need to test the waters a little more and see what else is out there before I truly settle down. The climb out of Iron hasn't even truly started yet, because I'm still busy tying my shoelaces. But I know I'm getting closer. Who was the very first main that made this game bearable for you? Let me know down in the comments, because I need some inspiration for my next test runs. Thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you on the Rift. Hopefully, not as Teemo.